Las tormentas agitan los aires, nubes oscuras nos impiden ver. Aunque nos espere el dolor y la muerte, contra el enemigo nos llama el deber. El bien más preciado es la libertad. Hay que defenderla con fe y valor. Alza la bandera revolucionaria que del triunfo sin cesar nos lleva en pos. Alza la bandera revolucionaria que del triunfo sin cesar nos lleva en pos. En pie el pueblo obrero a la batalla, hay que derrocar a la reacción, a las barricadas, por el triunfo de la Confederación, a las barricadas, por el triunfo de la Confederación.
Hey folks, Brenton Lengel here. I am the writer-creator of the twice Ringo Award-nominated comic series Snow White Zombie Apocalypse, published by Scout Comics, the re-release of which is hitting comic shops nationwide this month, and also the historical biopic/war epic Durruti, Shadow of the People, which is carried by AK Press and published through my own imprint, Autonomous Collective. And it's that second series I wanted to talk with you about today. Now, both comics are very different, but if you like my writing and if you're a fan of Braveheart, The Invisibles, or V for Vendetta, oh boy, have I got a story for you. And it's a true one. It is about one of my personal heroes and one of the greatest men to ever live. And that man's name is Buenaventura Durruti. Now, for those of you who missed the wildly successful campaign for issue number 1, Durruti is a man carrying the future in his heart and a gun in every pocket. A real-life, modern-day Robin Hood whose passionate devotion to his ideals led to a historic military victory, the liberation of an entire city from the scourge of fascism, and his own tragic and mysterious death amid the rubble of Madrid. Durruti is a figure of almost mythical significance to Spain's downtrodden, and a hated bandit, assassin, and outlaw to the powerful and wealthy elites who ruled over them with an iron fist. He was a larger-than-life figure whose true story seems tailor-made to be told between the pages of a comic book. Don't believe me? Well, one of the names for Durruti's many anarchist groups was Los Justicieros, which roughly translates to the Avengers. And as Durruti's heroic deeds predate the founding of Marvel Comics, in a very real sense, Buenaventura Durruti is quite literally the first Avenger. And that brings us to issue number 2, because if there's one thing that the first Avenger needs, it's a classic crossover with an actual Winter Soldier. Durruti, Shadow of the People number 2, picks up where issue 1 left off. Our heroes are back in France for a vital and clandestine meeting with a living legend, Anarchist, Cossack, and national hero of Ukraine, Nestor Ivonovitch Makhno. Makhno, like Durruti, rose from humble beginnings and desperate circumstances to become first a notorious outlaw, then a revolutionary militant, and finally, in the chaos immediately following the Russian Revolution, as Tsarists and Bolsheviks waged a bloody battle for the right to rule Ukraine, Nestor Makhno, or Botko to his troops, hoisted aloft the black flag of anarchy to free it. That's right, in those desperate circumstances, caught between the red and white armies, Makhno raised his own, a black army, comprised of 100,000 anarchists. It's actually what I'm wearing. It's his battle standard. With the men and women of the revolutionary insurgent army of Ukraine at his back, Nestor drew his saber and cut a dark line of liberty between the two dueling factions, becoming, for a time, the major military force in Ukraine and the figurehead and center of a massive social revolution. But that was many years ago, before he defeated the Whites and before the Reds paid him back for that favor with a gift of near instant bloody betrayal. The Makhno that Durruti meets living in exile is very different from the brilliant and dynamic young warrior, yet still the fire of revolution and the wild dream of a better world burns within his ailing body. The flame that is ignited when these two titans meet is absolutely breathtaking, and Spanish artist Juan Francisco Mota has rendered it in positively mind-blowing detail. But that's not all, because, unfortunately, once again, war has come to Ukraine. And so I felt that the best way to honor Makhno's legacy is to do what I can for the people of his homeland. As such, this campaign has partnered with Razom for Ukraine, a top-rated 501c3 charity that is engaged in political activism, human rights advocacy, and life-saving mutual aid in the form of critical humanitarian war relief and recovery efforts on the ground in war-torn Ukraine. We have a chance to tell Durruti's story and to honor Makhno's memory, and hopefully we can save some lives while we're doing it. You know, if you're like me, this war has made you feel, quite frankly, powerless. But we're not powerless. The lives and deeds of men like Buenaventura Durruti and Nestor Makhno and Leo Tolstoy, they have proved time and time again that we the people can do something. And here's a chance for you and I, in our own small way, to carry on with that, the great task of human liberation. 30% of each and every pledge will be donated to Razom for Ukraine, and that money will go right to work, providing critical aid for those injured and displaced by this insane, brutal, and utterly senseless conflict. So please, look down the page. In addition to the book and several rare variant covers, there are a ton of incredible rewards and add-ons you can grab, including limited edition pins, patches, and a custom-made, one-of-a-kind Durruti challenge coin, bearing his name, his face, the years he lived and died, and on the back is the symbol of anarchism, the flag of the CNT-FI, and Durruti's most famous saying, "We carry a new world in our hearts." So let's carry on this legacy, the legacy of Durruti and Nestor Makhno. Let's tell the world about them. Let's paint their names across the stars. We do carry a new world here in our hearts. I believe that world is growing by the minute. So let's build it together. Adelante.